Hey guys, Jen here. Welcome back to my channel. This week I figured I would share my regular weekly dreadlock maintenance. Now there are things I do monthly, there's things I do annually, but this week I just wanted to share what I do every week to keep it clean and fresh and presentable. So if you're interested in seeing what I have to do with this big mop of hair every week, then keep watching.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it.
So you can see I'm taking the shampoo bar and I'm scrubbing it all over my scalp. I'm going row by row very meticulously to make sure I don't miss anything. The first run through here with the soap is all about scalp care for me. I'm going to really thoroughly scrub my scalp, and I'm not really considering my hair this first time. And I'm really mindful, like I really pay attention to what I'm doing while I'm washing my hair. It's not mindless. Now this second run through with the soap is all about where the base of my dreadlock is locking up. So I really want to keep that hair that isn't locked up yet clean. So I'm really getting a good lather there. And then I'm going to rinse that down through the length of my dreads. Now I let the soap like rinse through my dreads, and I'm going to be really careful to wring it out so there's not any residue left in my dreads from the soap. However, just to be clear, this isn't where I'm cleaning the length of my dreads. I do that with soaks, with like boiling water and vinegar and essential oils. I do soaks.
Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it, see how. Rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. We've been dancing all night long. Right here.
I make sure I get all of the soap residue out of my dreadlocks. That is super important. Anyway, once I have it all rinsed through, then I can go ahead and turn the water off and start to wring it out to dry. And this is like my whole weekly hair wash deal. This is what I do, and I feel like my dreads are clean and healthy.
Sweet talk, you need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way.
All right, so now I just need to let my hair dry. My hair dryer broke, so that'll probably be a couple hours. It'll need to be in the towel for like 20 minutes or so, or else it'll just drip everywhere. And then probably in about 3 hours, I can start working on it. So I'll show you what I do next.
I cannot stress enough that you should never ever put wet dreads up into a super tight bun like that. It doesn't allow for it to dry properly. But I had to take one of my little ones to the emergency room today, so what are you gonna do? It had to go up. But now we're ready to work on it. It is super late, and I was hoping to do it during the day with better light. But c'est la vie, my content has to be flexible because I have 5 kids. So moving right along, I'm using the Liz Kidder tightening spray, which I love, and it's got all kinds of good stuff for your dreads in it. And then I'm using their locking powder. I get the dark brown, otherwise it would have like a white cast. And you know, it's just like dry shampoo, I guess. You kind of want to get the color that matches your hair. So now I'm going to go ahead and start the actual maintenance. So I like to do root balling. I feel like it's the safest, it's the most effective, and it looks really nice. But I do have a crochet hook, and I do crochet in my dreads as well. But that's not what I do every week. I don't like to do it because the hook gets really close to my eyes, and I'm a little bit afraid of the crochet hook because I'm clumsy, and so maybe that's too much information. Let's just keep going. So I'm going to start with the front 2 rows of dreadlocks around my face, and I always do that because if it looks kind of neat and kept by your face, just the overall appearance of your dreadlocks is much nicer looking. After those first 2 rows, I rotate between the front, the crown, and the back of my head. I aim for a third at least, but I do usually do a half a head at a time, and sometimes when my husband wants to help me, we'll get through like my whole head just on one wash. So I want to explain to you here what root balling is. So I am going to pick a dreadlock, and then I kind of feel around for all of the hair that I think belongs in that dreadlock. So I'm kind of feeling all my parts, and I put my dreads in myself. I have another video for that. So I'm pretty familiar with where all of this stuff is and how it feels on my head while I'm doing it. I don't need a mirror or anything. And then I put it between my fingers like so, and I take all of that extra hair and I'm going to spin it around the dread. So I'm going to show you that in just a minute. First, I'm going to put the locking powder at the base there to help give it some grit. Again, I would liken this to like a dry shampoo. And then I'm going to spin. And then you can see that that is just so much cleaner looking with all the flyaways and stuff. It doesn't do it justice. This method just is so gentle and easy, and as long as you're like covering your hair when you sleep and stuff, really it does keep it looking very tidy. Well, I don't know, I think it does, but you guys see my YouTube videos, maybe it doesn't look as tidy as I think it does.
She's putting all of her cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that she'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking, and she'll be there. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Somebody said, don't be afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got in the end. You got in the end.
So here you're going to see in the back where they've started to dread together. That's kind of common where I tend to lay when I sleep more. You know, I'm not laying on the top of my head to sleep, obviously. So the back and sides of your head get a little bit more damage with stuff like this. Now, they'll tell you to just rip this apart. I kind of like to finesse the hairs out of the other dreads. It doesn't take that much extra time to do necessarily. I like to avoid ripping, where I can. And then we are going to root ball this. Just like all the other dreads, and I'm going to slow it down. So you're really going to get to see how well this method works with this messy lock back here. This one's also significantly bigger than the other locks, and the thicker locks dread up easier. So anyway, I've got my locking powder in there, and I'm just going to spin it like I did all the other dreads, and I'm going to just zoom in and let you see how tight all of that hair wraps around it. It just does such an excellent job. And yeah, then I'm going to palm roll it down all the way through.
It is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better. And that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself, 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes,
So this is the length of my original dreads here. They were too skinny and they were having such a hard time dreading on their own that I started dreading them together. I've done it with a few, but yeah, the ones I did really skinny, they had a hard time locking. So yeah, that's the original dread length right there. Maybe even a little higher. Maybe that's. And what year did I dread my hair? I'm gonna check the video and put it on the screen right here. 2020? Yeah, right, yeah, because D'Artagnan was born. Okay, so this has all grown into a dreadlock. This was dreaded. Look at that, if I fold it.
Yeah, it's almost the same length.
It's almost the same length. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty impressive there, honey.
And I would say, honestly, looking at this, I would say I'm pretty happy with the way that my hair just locks up. All right, well, I'm not throwing in the towel yet, but I did want to kind of section this off and show you that this is how much I usually aim to get done. And the next time I can start with these back chunks and kind of go forward. So it keeps my hair maintained on a pretty even rotation.
I'm kinda new with apologies. Holding back, I got history. Yeah, yeah. But the way you've been crossing the line, oh, it's something in me that says it's fine. Hoping you wouldn't change me. Got the same old thoughts, be my referee. I will be alright. Never cut it right, but somehow you make me change. Like I'm better off with you. Like I'm better off with you. Kinda used to these battlegrounds. Where you flee, you don't stick around, no. But the way you've been giving me time, oh, it's something in me that says it's fine.
So this dreadlock right here is my favorite dreadlock. I actually have a few thick dreads like this on either side of my head, kind of around and behind my ears, and I purposefully did that so those would be my tie back dreads. When your hair gets really long, and not long like my hair is now, I've had dreadlocks in the past. So I had really, really long dreadlocks before, and they just get so heavy. So making sure you're thoughtful about dread thickness and placement and getting a couple good dreads that you know you're going to use for your tie back dreads is just super helpful. So now I'm just kind of separating back here where it mats up because I'm laying there to sleep, right? I actually think because I mat up my hair in the back a little while I'm sleeping that it kind of locks up better. But I'm not sure because these are also the thicker dreads and the thicker dreads lock up better.
So I want to touch base on dread thickness for just a second. I have a unique knowledge here because I've had dreads before. When I dreaded my hair at 20, and I had them dreaded for about 10 years, they were super thick, chunky monkey dreads. They dreaded up so well, and I loved them. This time, I had been looking on Pinterest and kind of really, I was trying to be thoughtful. You know, I did my thicker tie back dreads. I'd done it before, so I wanted to be really thoughtful about how I did it, but I also wanted to try the thinner dreads. And what I can say is, Instagram, Pinterest, you know, I should have known better. The truth is, if you want super thin dreads, you have to get them maintained. You just have to. Whether it's every 6 weeks or every 4 months, that regular maintenance is really going to serve you well and make them beautiful. If you're maintaining them yourself at home, I do not recommend it. I would do the thicker dreads because they're just so much easier and it's so much less maintenance.
I'm kinda new with apologies. Holding back, I got history. Yeah. But the way you've been crossing the line, oh, it's something in me that says it's fine. Hoping you wouldn't change me. Got the same old thoughts, be my red.
So you can see this is what's left undone. And I'm gonna do a few more, but I'm not gonna necessarily try to finish. I kind of keep them on a rotation if I haven't voiceovered that yet. And I always get some of the front ones every rotation, and then I try and get, you know, I'll do the crown if I haven't done that in a while, which I felt like it needed it this time. So next time I will start here and kind of keep rotating through. But you can see there is a lot of extra hair back here. And when you look here, you're really not seeing that. It really does deal with all of that extra hair. Anyway, that is pretty much my dreadlock maintenance routine. Using my Liz Kidder spray. I actually met her at a Michael Franti concert, and I never go to concerts. I never get out of the house. I've got kids. I'm busy. That's just my life. But I just by chance got to go to this one concert that someone invited me to, and I just ran into her, so that was super fun. I was totally geeked out. I was like, can I hug you? I did not take a picture. Spent the whole rest of the night trying to get a picture of her from far away until I was like, now this is a little weird and stalkerish, so maybe when you comment on her video, don't mention that this was you. Yeah, totally did that. So you can see too that I have these bangs. I actually took a few dreads out around my face where I had lost so much postpartum hair that like they just didn't look healthy in the front. But I'm happy with little bangs because then I can, you know, just look a little bit more put together. That little bit of soft hair next to your face really offsets the rest of it. So yeah, 3 years in the fall for this set. And I'm super happy with them. They have finally started feeling like they look nice to me. It's kind of an investment on the front end with your locks until you get them to look nice, but also until you get like a good rhythm, you know, for maintenance, because it's not no maintenance. And where I lived before, I had a gal that I went to and she did my hair annually, just a couple of times. I think I only went to her twice actually. Still, that's annually. And I don't know if I'll be able to go to her again because she's so far away, but now I feel pretty confident about my own ability to maintain my dreads. And I don't mind that they're a little bit like floofy and fuzzy because I don't love when you can see my parts. Like I don't think that's beautiful. So like down the sides, you can't really see that. That is my weekly dreadlock maintenance. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and I will catch you next time.